All right, welcome back to the World Tournament Series here for Guild Wars 2 at PAX East 2015 in Boston, Massachusetts, as we get into a very exciting game, as it's going to be the best of North America, arguably the best in the world, going up against the best of Europe. It's going to be the Abjured going up against Orange Logo. I couldn't ask for much more here, Jebro. This is going to be cool.
And we've casted Orange Logo quite a lot now as well. We've always talked about, from time to time the Abjured as well and their powerful position, and we want to see this. And now we are going to see this. We've been building this up for a while, and you know, finally we're here. It's story time. This
is where we expect to be in the winners bracket final, and this is potentially where we may be in the grand final as well. So this is where everything gets very, very interesting, because in this best of three, we may see the beginnings of the end of the tournament.
Yeah.
One of these teams is going to walk away with the victory in this one. And of course there is room for iteration, there is room for adaptation. A lot of these players, especially on Orange Logo, play multiple classes. They can try and counter out from map to map to map. So both of these teams that hardly ever meet each other, and I don't think have ever met each other just yet, are from two sides of the world, two different metas, but they are very, very, very powerful. So this is going to be very interesting to see how it's going to play out.
Yeah, just looking at these guys now, I kind of see Fantaram in the shot at the moment, the rest of the guys kind of following down the line. It's looking good for these. I mean, they're kind of fairly chilled, actually. They look kind of composed. They're ready. Just wondering what's going to happen as we come over to Orange Logo, as the camera pans to the side in a very dramatic way. And got the massive trophy in the middle, of course. Awesome. It's going to be interesting to see a couple of people pick that one up. The rest of the team there, just, you know, getting ready for the game, thinking about the tactics, talking to each other.
I already told you, man, it's only for Magic Toka. But there is only one man that can lift that trophy, and it is him. So
that's very true.
But now both of these teams are getting geared up and good to go. As we've been going before, it's going to be Forest to start things off, Foefire for our second map, and Kylo if we need it in that third game. Best of three, in and out completely. And everyone out there, a lot of the American scene and a lot of people who have glimpses into the American scene are probably going to give Abjured the advantage, because they are pretty much undefeated in best of three series for about the past 3 months.
Yeah.
That is unprecedented. It's an amazing record that we've seen them been able to bust out. They didn't break a sweat in their first series today. Orange Logo had a little bit of a rough start. It wasn't exactly the most dominant performance that we've seen from them. They can play better than that. We know that for sure. We've seen it time in, time out in the European scene. But now it's where the true test lies. This series, they can look across at their opponents and know that they are playing some of the very finest.
Yeah, and they've proved that before, of course, and this is why they're here again. They're defending their title. They want to move on. They want to hit that winning streak again on the head. You know, I mean, you'd be a fool not to back the Abjured, you know, in this. But if anyone can give them a run for their money, it's going to be Orange Logo. And I can just hear like the EU guys just, you know, saying, we're going for Orange Logo. Doesn't matter. Yeah. Very, very good much on the side, of course. Not sure really who's going to take this first game. And like you said, it's the beginning. It's like it's scene setting, you know. It's going to be a good initial first game, and that's really going to set the mood for the rest of the games, and even like later in the day and how we go. All
right, so just get you up to speed as to what's gone on in the tournament thus far. We obviously had Abjured and Orange Logo moving on to the point that we see them at right now with their 2-0 victories. And then down in the lower bracket, unfortunately for Heaven and Earth, their tournament run has come to an end, with the Dankening having that second lifeline available to them. But one of these teams obviously will move on into that upper bracket grand final position, whilst the other one will be on to face against the Dankening. So we know the next two matches that are going to be coming up here, Jebro. And of course, after that, we have special treats in store for people at home.
We do have a special treat. The Stronghold. Yeah, it's going to be good. It's going to be interesting to see. We've got some nice guests coming up. I'm not sure if they mentioned that. That has been mentioned.
Let's not, just in case.
Yeah, we won't. We won't. So it's going to be interesting. Definitely, obviously, stick around to watch all the action from today's World Tournament Series here at PAX East in Boston. It's been a great show so far.
Yeah. It's not my usual gig, but I enjoy it all the same. It's very, very fun. It's great to be invited out. Really, really fun to be invited out. A lot on the schedule at the moment, but this has been very cool already, and this is where it gets even better with the Abjured going up against Orange Logo, because we mentioned it before previously. You don't get to see these teams playing against each other, and now on this stage, when there is quite a bit of pressure on them, so not like. They have to play their finest. And we spoke to Rom and Denshi last night. We heard that, you know, if things line up for them, then they feel that they're able to take out the Abjured. Which, if they can give the Abjured their first loss in so long, I don't mean just map loss, because the Abjured have lost maps here and there, but not too much. But if they're able to give them their proper first series loss in a huge period of time, then that would be unbelievable. And what a way to get the potential later stages of this tournament going.
I mean, and to be honest, even maybe just at the World Tournament Series here, it'd just be a good idea for them to, like, even if they do drop a map, that's still it's gonna knock them. It's got to.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, like you said, you know, they have dropped maps here and there, but in all honesty, not many as well. It's not been too many. So, you know, they will take anything they can get, Orange Logo, to give them that edge in this situation, as we're just waiting for the rest of the guys to get into the game. But we have a couple of people here and there just wandering around, but, you know, still, again, look how chilled they are.
Yeah,
they're just completely relaxed.
They know they're some of the best. That's the thing. It's a difference between, you know, just being them and knowing you are with them, having this kind of confidence about them. Of course, it comes back to the idea of we have these clashes of metas from the international metas, and NOS, for me, once again, similar to how we saw the Power Ranger in previous series being the wild card, NOS is the wild card here in favor of America on his Necromancer, and could cause some problems here to ORNG. But at the same time, we have so many players on Orange Logo that are such veterans and have great knowledge of the game. Blackjack, for example, you know, he understands the game to a T, so he's not going to be phased too much by the idea of that Necromancer causing some problems.
He is a fantastic tactician, you know. I've talked to him many times about different maps, different techniques, different ways of playing, different metas, and he's just been a good source of information, you know. And he knows this team, really, Orange Logo. I mean, I think a couple of months, and they'll be, like, no doubt in my mind, they will be one of the best teams. Like, not obviously they're one of the best teams at the moment, but I mean, I think they'll be a lot stronger because they do have that thing, whereas they come together a little bit more recently than Abjured, right?
It's a good point that you bring up, though, with Blackjack being that master technician, because I mean, if you think about what their previous team was named and how they approached the game, it was called Cheese Mode for sake. It was a team where they exploited the meta to the fullest extent that they possibly could because they understood the game. So, whilst I was saying before, you know, NOS could be that wild card, again, I don't think it phases them as much as, you know, one would first presume. So it's going to be interesting for sure.
As long as they can get the damage, like Frey and Tage's main target really, ideally, should be NOS. Like, he's one of the main guys they should focus on. Him and Magic Toka are going to be important. The rest of them are sustainable, and of course, over time, as long as they get those guys down, they can take them out, but they need to take the rest of the team out quite quickly. Depending on the rotations, no, maybe they can get those kills. Maybe they can do that.
Maybe. Well, before we get into this first game in the winners bracket final, once again, let's take a look at Forest.
Welcome to the Forest of Nifl. In this Conquest map, players will vie for control of 3 score-generating capture points. Additionally, on each side of the map, there are 2 bosses that grant 25 points and a bonus to all stats to the team that lands the Killing Strike. The first team to 500 points wins.
All right, on to game number 1 now. here in this best of 3. And the countdown has already begun, so Jebro, it's the winners bracket final. One of these teams will be moving on to the grand final here today at the World Tournament Series.
Indeed, because he's not actually picking up that mine cap really early on, and actually Blackjack's not going to be able to get through. The nice fear comes out, chain feared twice there, and he had to pop that armor reverse to actually get on the point and contest it and make sure they're going to be able to hold that. Whereas over one-on-one over on the Henge at the moment, we're going to have that concession. We've seen an early down coming out. Magic Toka, one of the first targets we said that will be focused, has been taken out. Rom is very low though. We need to be careful. They can take advantage of this and make sure that he sticks around with the rest of his team. Look at 5Gauge just surrounding him with tons of conditions, putting that poison down as well as the chill as well. But look, they reverse it round. 2 members of the Abjured down in the early doors of this game.
And Wick taking a little bit of damage. He's going to try and go for the kill on Rom there though. And with that Shadow Refuge to try and help him out. And so also Freylina was also down there for a second, but does pick everybody up. And we'll continue going on with this.
That's the thing though, the rally off of 5Gauge brought those players back up. And Orange Logo are cleaning house over on the mid.
Red team
They'll be able to get this capture point. Of course, Mines did go over here to the Abjured. Fantaram is trying to put on some pressure over here as well at the Henge, or at least just keep it from being capped as Denshi found his way over there. Here comes Frey though, as well, looking to push back Fantaram.
Yeah, this is interesting, you know, they've actually done, Fantaram's going down now. If they can actually take him out, the rest of the team are coming in from the side. Will they be able to get that res? This is so important. They need to get him up. The plague res is good, and Nos is able to help pick up Fantaram there. Good job from them. The Abjured are pressuring over on the mine node. They really need to get some help here, so Blackjack is probably going to nip over there. Doesn't really need to now because they are starting to disengage. Needs to be careful here because Magic Soka can just bail from, oh no, maybe a small mistake, but Blackjack is so good at getting back onto points quickly. There you go, Lightning Flash, and he's all good. So not really good movement from Blackjack over there.
5Gauge taking a lot of damage over near Chieftain over between that and Henge, and he will be able to get out of that position for just a second, but still trying to continue on the pressure. Frey actually took some damage there as well. Really wants to find a good little spot to do some more damage as 5Gauge, and to take a lot there and almost ends up falling down. Will go down. Look, the Magic Toka as well, also going down. So 2 in the down state. Nos was taking a lot of damage. They're really bringing the fight here to John. He falls 2, 3 are down here for Abjured.
That's immense, and Fantaram now has to really back out of there, and this is 2 times now the Orange Logo have taken out 2 or 3 members of the Abjured, your reigning WTS champions, but now Orange Logo really bringing the fight to these guys. And that might be something which could change today.
And all of these fights kept going on off points, which means that we could see here the Orange Logo actually try and cap a few of these locations. And they're trying to fight back over here. Abjured, to be fair to them though, with the players that they had available to them, they're still contesting these points quite heavily. The mines will go over though to Orange Logo, as they weren't able to contest that for much longer. And Abjured need to rally back into this position.
I mean, the thing is as well, you would have expected a bit more of a lead to pop out now, because they have had those 2 kind of significant wipes, not of the whole team, like 2 or 3 members, but only just now starting to get a bit of a lead. You know, they haven't been able to keep those points, and now as the game starts to slow down a bit in terms of the actual cap point, you know, we've actually picked up all caps now across the map. We've got 1 cap coming out for the Abjured, of course, and 2 cap coming out for Orange Logo. We have seen Denshi though in the downstate towards one of the bosses on the other side of the map, and no one is in range to back him up, and actually they're just going to choose to leave him out now.
After seeing the start of this game, I'm so excited for the rest of the series to see if ORNG can bring the fight to Abjured. The best team in the world, arguably. But Blackjack looking to contest mid, push Wakey as well as Nos away. It's going to be a little bit difficult though. Nos can bring out a lot of damage. Here comes Tage to actually help out that kind of situation, that fight. Does try and move on to the point here and keep himself alive.
Nice off draft there as well from Blackjack. We can see Rom over on the mine. Needs to be careful here. Field comes out onto him. Rom's going to need some help here, really, to be honest, because he's going to get pinned down off node maybe as well by that net from the rifle, and tons of conditions coming in from 5Gauge. Nice spamming of those grenades there. We have seen Tage going into the downstate below the keep. That means we will potentially see at some point the Abjured picking up the mid, but No decap coming out there. We have seen over on the Henge, possible pickup from Orange Logo. Very close over there.
Good job by Fantaram, though, to keep things going at Henge, making sure that he's going to be able to fight up against Denshi. Fantaram, one of the best 1v1 elementalists in the world to try and go up against this position. And at the same time, midpoint is trying to be contested. He does finally get Henge, though, after a bit of dancing on and off of that node, so really well played there by Denshi.
Look at Blackjack, he's still 1v2 in mid.
But Tage and Rom are down during all of this. So it's a 3v5 situation. This is a great opportunity here for the Abjured to bring themselves in again. Blackjack taking a lot of damage. He falls down as well. So Abjured with a great 3 pickup against their opposing team.
Yeah, we've got to be careful here now. I mean, there's Blackjack going down, and then Denshi's in the down state as well over on the Henge. They're going to lose that node. They are 60 points ahead at the moment, so at least they've got a little bit of a buffer. But different members, 3 members of Orange Logo currently down around the map. We can see the wall banner is not enough to bring back. Oh no, he's going to be able to get Blackjack back up there. And they can advance over towards that Henge point. They have got the cap still as well. So if they can recover from that mini loss they had, and maybe they can actually pull it back and actually get another cap here. But they still are in the lead for the time being. Lots of pressure on Blackjack though.
Fantaram had to jump out of there. He was quite low, but he's managed to heal up quite nicely. But again, this is the potential here for the Abjured to really turn things around. They had a shaky start at the start of this game, but now with that 2 cap, they are catching up quite considerably. Sage is taking quite a bit of damage here. Really needs to find himself a good spot. He's being locked down pretty heavily, but at the same time, oh, Nos actually, well, he was jumping into Life Force there, and then he needs to have that Death Shroud so he can get back into this fight and do a bit of damage. 5 gauge is going to fall very, very low.
Got that plague stomp off, yeah, and 5 gauge is in down state currently. You can see the Shadow Refuge coming out, lots of cleave damage. They need to make sure they take advantage of this kill. Look at Magic Toka going down as well. He committed too much to that res, and we are going to see 2 players from the Abjured in the down state now, and we are going to have to watch the rest of the guys just bail off that node as the pressure is really on, and Rom is able to just watch these guys in the down state bleed.
All in all, though, that was a fight on the node that they already controlled, so they had to disperse a little bit, try and get on other nodes to contest those. It wasn't exactly the most seamless of transitions for them to get over and try and contest them, but they have. They've got the double decap, which means that they're holding Henge at the moment, gaining a few points here and keeping themselves in the lead. If they could get one of these caps and get themselves back to a 2-cap situation, that would be very, very good for them in this first game.
Fred needs to be so careful. He's gone down over in the mid. Oh no, being able to take out Nos while he's in the down state doing a lot of damage. He's going to get res, Frey's back up, and they're going to take this in their advantage. Orange Logo might take the mid here now, and Frey doing a great job of keeping up that pressure on Wakey as he starts to disengage. But now, Orange Logo doing a great job. But look at the decap, easy decap over on Henge. They should be able to pick this up pretty inconsistent. Oh, we're going to see Denshi 1v1 engineer fight here. Actually, nice pull from Denshi as he comes into the point, just pulling him off node and actually making sure he can get a couple of caps back.
I think it was extra push on power there with the extra little movement here from 5 gauge, trying to do some damage once again. But the extra turrets come down to just keep these guys healed up and good to go at this point.
Wakey is actually in the down state towards the Henge area. Sorry, over on the mid in the roads below the keep. Sorry, he's going to be taken out. This is going to be a big issue. Have a look over on the mine actually. Fantaram on his own now with the. It's not too bad. There is that respawn point, so they can actually come back and out and defend if Wakey does choose to do that. But maybe Blue Team are going to just choose to contest it and go over to Henge, maybe try and back that fight on 5 gauge coming in now with also Nos there. We need to be fairly careful. We do have whereabouts Denshi is going to definitely be respawning and going back into that point, but needs to be careful of Nos as he comes back in. It's Condi Necro, sorry. You know, that's going to be quite tough for him.
And Tage just trying to line of sight still here, trying to find another angle of attack whilst his teammates come along to try and help. But the Henge has been taken. This gives the Abjured once again the opportunity to catch up a little bit in those points. Tage is being chased down by 5 gauge, who's going to continue on, but he does lock him down to try and get out of that situation.
Tons of conditions, not going to be able to get rid of those, and unfortunately, for Denshi, he's not going to be able to clear those as well with his turret. But now we're going to see that decap. Oh, we might see a lockdown a bit later in the game now for Abjured. Maybe they'll potentially lock down these caps, but we have seen the decap of the mine over there, so we're going to see that recapped there by Rom, of course, not too bad, not looking too bad at all. I've seen Blackjack just going into Vapor form. He needs to be rezzed by and picked up by someone. Don't think that's going to happen though. They can even use that body as a bit of an invitation for a res from Rom potentially. But he's going to go to mid. Oh no, he needs to actually back off here.
Did you see
Still
that?
got the 1 cap.
Red team
Yeah, the
got
2
a
cap for
capture point.
Abjured doing well, and now they are slowly approaching a position where they're going to take over Orange Logo. Orange Logo now need to compose themselves and find a good position because the decap from Fantaram as well over on the mines is going to mean that there's a potential 3 cap. Rom's going to try and go over there and challenge that to deal with it, but at the same time they were looking for a decap over at Henge as Tage is going to try and push around 5 gauge, but there's plenty of support coming to help him out.
Yeah, this is the problem, and you know, I mean, they're kind of broken apart at the moment. Tage is going to be taken out. This is the wrong time of the game for them to start seeing people fall, and you know, because they're going to be 4 men again. They're all back on the map. Fantaram's quite low HP over on the mine, but he's done a good job at just sustaining it in that 1v1 push, even though it's their home node, but at the time it's kind of a push because, you know, blue team had that point. So, I mean, Fraze needs to be careful here because he's in a 1v2 situation. Just wants to back it a little bit more patient. I know it's getting towards the end of the game now. There's a lot riding on this, but, you know, that overcommittal needs to be just checked up a little from time to time. It's very dangerous. But at this point of the game, maybe it's just being that kind of desperation is almost needed.
The Abjured have gathered momentum now throughout this game. I guess because they probably haven't been able to play Orange Logo in the past before, just feeling their opponents out at the start of this game, and now Frey is going to end up falling, as is Blackjack on this point, to try and cap things back. They did get mine back, of course, into their name, but they've got to get the 2 cap here of Orange Logo if they earn any chance back into this series.
Yeah, I mean, now with 2 men out, to be honest, it's not looking too good for Orange Logo on this map. They really have to do something big here. They could get some boss kills to come back into this and maybe try and get some kills as well at the same time, but not looking too good. Nos just nipping into the play form there to tank on node as much as possible. Magic Toka's just ranging from behind as Fantaram comes in as well. Maybe we can see some damage coming out onto Denshi. Denshi was quite low, but he have his heal cooldown. They've actually been able to turn it round and actually take out Nos. If they can get this kill, they could bounce off into the rest of the map. Look at the damage coming out across the board onto the Abjured. Maybe they could take advantage. 2 men down now. We are going to see Fantaram potentially going down as well. They need to be very careful, Abjured, as they overcommit to the res. It's going to cost them. They need to get to the mine now. They can do it because they could definitely come back into this game if they take advantage of that. But it's so close, 25 points. They just need a boss kill.
They need to get rid of Henge. They need to make sure that that's not going to be captured any longer here for Wakey, who is defending it. They have to take this away from him, but now the extra members of Abjured are rezzing. They're going to be heading on forwards and trying to just power out any location. It's 2 against 1 cap, but they have to climb a huge mountain here in these last 2 minutes to take this away from them.
And Wakey's just doing a fantastic job, but because everyone's so focused on it, it means that Magic Toka can come in as well. And even though they've got the kill, they need to knock him off node, waiting for Tage to knock him off the point. He's going for it now, but Vapor Form, perfect timing, is going to mean that we're not going to see that knockback coming out. We've got the decap, no kills coming across the board. This is so close. 8-point game at the moment, and really Orange Logo is close to bringing it home. Look at the caps coming out.
They were going
They're
for Chieftain.
Go for board.
They were trying. Rom's there as well to try and deny it.
Oh my God, this is going to be so close. It's going to be on the boss.
Are they actually going to get this? If they don't,
don't
get it with that 3 points, if they don't get the last hit on the Chieftain, they don't get it.
Logo.
Oh my God!
Game.
Orange Logo with the boss steal there in game number 1. Whoa! They take the first game off Abjured here in this best of 3. And look at Rom going for it, keeping the morale high here for Orange Logo, because if they're able to take this full series, oh boy, that could change the entire tournament on its head. Abjured not happy with that one. That went down to the wire, absolutely down to the wire here.
To be that controlled at the end of the game for Orange Logo was immense. That was the first game between these guys. What have we got left for today?
There's the potential 2 more series after this one as well between them. I mean, who is to dispute that these 2 teams at the moment are the 2 best teams in the world? Like, it's pretty difficult. I mean, of course, TCG might have something to say about that in Europe, but right here, today, now, these are the 2 best teams in the world fighting against one another. And Orange Logo was able to take the first game, and then we now move over to Foefire. This is already cool.
It's pretty much.
That's the scientific term for it, by the way.
That was a pretty good scientific term. I will actually agree with you. It's pretty much what I would say as well. And Awakey at the end there on that map did a fantastic job just holding it at henge. And really, you know, it's that last hit on. It could have been anyone's game, really. You know, last hit, and I did miss the damage that came out and who it was from to grab that. But just absolutely fantastic from those guys.
Regardless of who it was, they picked it up.
Doesn't matter, yeah.
They picked it up. They got that boss kill in the end, down to the absolute wire. Now we go over to Foefire. Do we see something insane? Do we see a Lord Rush? What do we see from here? This is a really good map for Abjured. We've said it time and time again, one of their very, very best. But at the same time, Orange Logo, I mean, they're one up. They have a game in hand. They have the potential. They have some room here. They have some room.
They've just got to make sure that they don't take it, you know, all right, we beat the Abjured, cool. Just roll off it. They keep the composure, and that's what Ron was doing. You saw him there, you know, he turned around and he said to his guys, you know, let's keep it up, good job, but let's just keep it together because it's one win out of today. You know, it's not settled anything. It's proved to them that they can win them against the Abjured. Though.
Definitely. It's happened before, of course, to the Abjured. They have lost maps in the past, and very few in the past 3 months, but it has happened. So Abjured's going to take that on the chin and just keep plowing on forwards. They're a team that isn't going to be too set back by something like that happening, whereas you're totally right for Orange Logo. They have to keep their cool here going into game number 2, as they don't want it to crumble. They don't want it to crumble. If they're able to control these points, I mean, maybe not even go for crazy Lord Rush risks. Maybe just focus down on that 2 cap, try and keep themselves alive throughout the entirety of those last 150 points.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, we'll see a Lord Rush if there is that significant difference, but only if they're close to 350, and we could see some exciting plays again, much like we saw in the last game, where that really could just plant them right into the lead and really take it home.
All right, countdown has begun for game number 2 here between the Abjured and Orange Logo, the best of North America going up against the best of Europe here at the World Tournament Series. We're on Legacy of the Foefire to find out if Abjured can tie it up 1-1, or if Orange Logo can take the best of 3 2-0.
So we're going to see Blackjack picking up the waterfall here. We are going to see contestant, obviously, from Fantaram. We probably don't even need to say that anymore. 3-man team on each side going towards the mid here as we drop into this perspective. Look at this. Whoa, the amount of damage is coming out to 5 gauge. He's going to be put into the down state immediately. That engagement onto mid from Orange Logo was immense, and he's planted off node as well. You couldn't have done it any better than that, to be honest. And now Frey can go back towards the waterfall to pick that up, and maybe, look, the focus is really going to be on Magic Toka as he comes into this point. Needs to be careful. Nice knockback onto Magic Toka. Good positioning from him to come back onto the side of the node there. Nos really low now. Needs to jump into his perspective. He wasn't in Death Shroud or a Plague Form or anything. He's been taken out. Orange Logo picking up the early kills again, which is what we saw over on the Forest map. What is happening here?
And Magic Toka goes down as well, so that's 3 down in quick succession here. Very, very fast for them, as Magic Toka really needs some aid, needs to be able to res or something, because already we've seen the quarry be taken down to the bottom right-hand side. They could try and take Graveyard from the position that they've put themselves in with the 4v5 mentality coming in. 5 gauge is going to take a lot of damage again, has to get off that point, has to get out and scramble away up towards the stairs.
The pressure on these guys is immense at the moment, you know, they're really bang on it. I mean, they've 1 tick from getting the mid-cap. We see them pick up the waterfall. We've actually seen Frey jumping over to Quarry getting that decap as well. So it's looking pretty immense for them at the moment.
Yeah, the decap was a good move there whilst all the chaos was going on in mid. Denshi's going to go pretty low likewise, though, and similar, a mirror to what we saw from 5 gauge. He's going to scramble up those stairs and get away.
Nice.
But at the same time, Nos also taking quite a bit of damage there. He's going to go into his Death Shroud to keep himself alive whilst all of that is going on.
Yeah, indeed. Good way to mitigate some of that damage now. Needs to be quite careful himself because he's got no HP. He's taken down. Denshi's down as well. Who's going to get the down? We're going to see the battle standing come out. And Nos is going to be taken out here. Fantaram low on HP on the midpoint. If they can maybe bounce off this and actually go for Frey there, not going to happen.
Oh, Wakey ends up falling as well. Every single time one of the members of Abjured goes down, the cleave is actually ridiculous onto that position. So Abjured almost have to lose no members once they go into these kinds of fights. It's very, very difficult for them to ever pick anybody up without putting their game plan completely at risk.
It's just, it's amazing. Like, how much I really think Orange Logo are pulling out all the stops.
Oh my god,
these kills.
5 gauge has gone down again.
Oh my god. This is a really good, strong game for Orange Logo.
They've got a 2-cap. They've got a 2-cap here. They're approaching 100 points, distancing themselves further and further. Thankfully, though, they were able to deal with Waterfall. Toka's going to be able to take that back, but 5 gauge being down, no opportunity really for a res here just yet. It's causing quite a few problems for them.
When was the last time the Abjured, have the Abjured ever been in this position where it feels like they're losing all the fights?
Quarry's been taken, Graveyard is taken, the Waterfall is being challenged. There's almost going to be a 3-cap here against the Abjured as Nos is trying to keep himself alive over at the Quarry. He was in Death Shroud there for just a little bit, but he's been locked down, he's being pushed away, and it's 3 caps coming out here from Orange Logo.
This is immense. Now, Blue Team needs to be careful. They don't want to overcommit. They're actually starting to disengage a little bit and actually backing up Frey here. It's actually going pretty well. Rom now low on HP, needs to make sure he can back off. But look at the support coming from these guys. They're just doing a fantastic job at supporting each other. There you go. We spoke about this earlier in the day, right?
Yeah.
Give up the Quarry. You don't need it. Don't let them come back into the game. They've already got Tage in the downstate over there. They started to disengage maybe a bit too late, but now they need to look at their back point. But 5 gauge going for that decap. Blackjack really quick getting over there. He had to pop the Armor of Earth, but he was able to get the decap, and possibly they could pick up the 2 nodes and come back into this game.
They're fighting back against them now. We're seeing Orange Logo taking a lot of damage. Rom, Frey, and Denshi massively being cleaved down right now. They're very, very low. If they could get 3 kills here and turn this around for Abjured, that would be fantastic for them. That they get Denshi, they're probably going to get Rom as well, and Freylina has had to get out of there.
No, they're going to lose all 3 caps. Just off that Tage depth that was over on the Quarry. That's how fast things can go if you overcommit. And at the moment, it's going to be almost 100 points. And we know how quickly 100 points can tick over in this game if you get a 2 or 3 cap.
Oh, there goes Rom, and Blackjack is also end up going to fall, and Frey has to get out of there. It was being pursued for a little bit there, but at the same time has found a bit of breathing space as Blackjack ends up falling over at the Waterfall. So from start to finish already, this game has been absolutely ridiculous.
Red team wins a capture point.
Swings and roundabouts. I don't even know if that's a phrase I can use, because we've got another 3 cap almost coming up for the opposite team. What is happening? And that's how important, you know, it is to disengage. I actually thought they disengaged early enough, but I didn't notice that Tage did go down, and now Orange Logo need to be careful. They need to be, I don't know, maybe they were a bit cocky there by Frey going down that poor Nosbaka. And it's looking difficult at the moment.
Now they're trying to chase down. Tage will end up falling down as well. Nos doing a pretty good job over there, but he's quite low, so actually kind of wants to get out of there himself. He's going to go down.
That nice fear there, that fear was great there from Rom, and we've done a great job over here. Maybe they can use this and push back into the rest of the map. Rom is quite low himself, as we go into his perspective. He's going to range from afar and actually get some nice damage off onto Magitoka there as he's in that Shadow Refuge. Fantaswem trying to follow up with some nice damage onto Denshi there, as well as Blackjack just trying to tank on no. We've seen the decap from Frey. Maybe get someone to get the cap, because okay, maybe they're going to actually pick up these kills over on mid, but Tage is in the down state. The benefit they had of getting someone down earlier is not really paid off unless they can get the res. The knockback comes off. He's still stealth just about. Look at the fear coming out. Tage is really low. They need to make sure they're going to focus on him, on disengaging, and because they did that, so much damage came onto the rest of the team that Denshi's actually going to go into the down state on the side.
Exactly. As soon as they tried to jump on Tage to pick him up, so many conditions, so much cleave, powered down Orange Logo very, very quickly. And it's both of these teams are set up in that way. Every single time you see someone going down, instant punishment, instantly trying to lock down the team. They know where they're going to be. They know they can cleave them down hard. Denshi is down at the moment, as is Blackjack. He's going to fall, and this is, wow. The turnaround here is certainly real for Abjured, but with how we've seen this series go so far, Orange Logo could quite easily do exactly the same in the next couple of minutes.
I mean, one big thing there, like just to comment on how Denshi's been in the downstate for a good old while, you know, and the War Banner, all right, regenerated his health, but didn't bring him up because there was enough cleave and poison down on there to keep him in that downstate. So not only has Rom used a massive cooldown, but Denshi has been out of this game for a long time, to the point where the Abjured have got a 2 cap and are now winning the game.
All right, well, But now things slow down just a little bit as Tage is trying to compete at this waterfall location, but he does not find the best of line of sights there and will end up falling. Nos tries to go for the kill and he will manage to pick that up.
Frey's doing some nice damage on Foe, and you've got to be careful. It's almost as if 5Gate just said, come and attack me because the rest of the guys are going to come in and take you out. And the Abjured at the moment are doing a great job. They're going to lock down this map fairly soon as they pick up the kills. The thing is, the position that Orange Logo are in at the moment, they're losing one man at a time, you know. They're almost tagging in. You're dead, I'm coming back into the game, which is going to put them in a permanent 4v5 situation. And they're pushing into the same node. They're pigeonholing themselves. They need to start moving around the map. That's what Frey's going to do now as we go into the map and have a look at him spawning. He's going to go over towards Quarry. They need to stretch out across these nodes.
I think that's the better way. Just try and grab at least one node, just regroup, catch one node, and start building your game plan from there. They may actually do quite a bit of damage there to Nos. They do bring him down into the down state. There goes supply drop as well to try and help out at that location, but he does fall.
Yeah, it's a good job though, because they can actually come back into this map now. We saw the Abjured coming back by, you know, about 100 points or so. They've got the one cap, and they slowly started to regroup. And is this going to be, I know why you're doing that, Face, because you think that it's going to now go back into a 2-0 cap.
The decaps, of course they actually secured Quarry. Wakey down was doing a really, really good job, but I couldn't believe how easily the Graveyard actually went over to Orange Logo in terms of the decap at least at that location.
There's so much pressure in these games as well, and like everyone, I mean, the Abjured often leave caps open, and it's quite similar to Orange Logo, but normally they can get back to those points quite quickly, if they so wish. I mean, at the mid now, we've got a lot of pressure coming out. We've got 100-point lead to the Abjured. If they keep this as it is, look at that movement from Magic Toka there. He's going to go for that decap, maybe, potentially. Oh, no, nice movement there from Blackjack in the distance. Wasn't going to get anywhere. He did have that fiery greatsword as well. We have seen the potential decap almost from Denshi over on the Quarry.
Toka was briefly checking what was going on at the Quarry as well, just to see if they required any assistance. 5Gage will end up falling as well, with Tage and Denshi trying to push him down. If they actually move onto this position, they could try and get a little bit of cleave down. Vantaram is also going very, very low in the location.
Oh no, the knockback comes out. Are they going to be able to get Tage down before? He's going to go for the rest. Denshi needs to make a decision. Oh no. It really went the other way there. I wasn't sure. Oh, they almost got that 2v3 there. Well, not the 2v3, but the extra kill. Maybe could have kept that going. And unfortunately, you know, they need to be careful here, because if they lose so many bodies, they're going to roll over this map again. They did pick up mid, but look how many members of the Orange Logo are on the map. Only 3 at the moment.
Yeah, Denshi ended up falling there on that pursuit out, and Vantaram finally will end up getting out of here. He's been down for quite a long time, actually, as they just left him to bleed out over at that location. We've got the 360 points on the table here for Abjured, but we still have that 2 cap with 1 being decapped now over at the waterfall. Unfortunately for Blackjack, he couldn't quite deal with the presence there of Magic Toka, but it's only 1 tick extra for Magic Toka, so not going to be able to get that down easily. 5Gage actually taking a lot of damage, has to get out of there.
Oh, gee. I really thought he was going to get out of there, but Tage, the monster that he is, we can see Nos going for the plague res. That's going to salute. Oh, that's a great movement from him. 5Gage did a good job then of using that jump shot to create some distance and get away. Great support there from the Abjured on that res. Good job for them. And then 5Gage regenerating his health quite well. Ooh. And actually, Magic Toka's so close to going down. Look at Vantaram going for the res as well. He's going to be low. They need to try and take advantage of this as he leaves. Frey's on the back side of him. Might be able to take him out, but look at the movement from Frey. 5Gage coming round the side to actually support him as well. Really good movement from the Abjured to survive this mid-fight, but Magic Toka is in the down state currently and still isn't really in this game. Maybe Orange Logo, we are getting to that 350 point now for both teams, but obviously Abjured are hitting 400. What are Orange Logo going to do? Are they going to go for a Lord?
They've got to do something at this point. This is getting a bit dicey for them, I got to say. Waterfall is going to go to them, as was with Tage now moving back towards mid to help on out, because Freylina is down. They need extra people here to help out. Nos taking quite a bit of damage, but he was in Death Shroud to just keep him alive during all of that. And Tage now is on the pursuit, trying to find someone to whack with that hammer and make them pay.
Denshi needs to be careful here. Actually, Blackjack has gone back towards the waterfall. He's going to be the 1v2 situation to sustain that for a little bit of time. And Nos is actually quite low himself, needs to be careful, but Denshi is as well. If he gets some conditions onto Denshi, he will go down quite quickly. We're going to see Nos go down almost so low. Look at the regeneration coming out. Look at the support coming out from the Abjured. It's not enough. He goes in down into the downstate. This mid-fight really could be a really pinnacle point of this game.
Yeah, if they actually try and go in for Nos, they don't get it. Denshi ends up falling. That's not exactly the best of situations, really. Almost falling. And now that is a lot of damage there coming out from Abjured to be able to bring them down. Denshi manages to get up after Screamer. Oh my god. They actually somehow continue to survive on against that fight, but now it's only 60 points in it here for Abjured to be able to take game number 2. But Freya's going for the decap on Quarry. He's being chased by Wakey, though.
Indeed, and also they did lose the cap over on the waterfall, but still, we do see the Orange Logo do have the cap. Are they going to do another last-minute comeback into this game? This is immense at the moment. Both teams can go for Lord. We've got one cap for Orange Logo at the moment. 1v2 situation currently coming out on the waterfall as well. They need to back this up. We've not got any support for these guys. 5 gauge down on the Quarry as well. And if Wakey goes down, this will be a 2-in-1 cap in favor of Orange Logo. This is going to be tight.
They've got 1 minute 30 left on the clock here with 5 gauge still down. So this is going to get very, very close. Right now, Abjured are gaining absolutely 0 points. They somehow need to wrestle one of these away, but there goes the Quarry over to Orange Logo, who, if they can continue on this, if they could deny points, they could catch up. They've got 1 minute basically on the clock, and they are slowly closing the gap here against Abjured.
And look at Rom now, because he's on that point with Blackjack on the waterfall. They're keeping it contested, but the Quarry, will it be decapped here? We're about to see the lead tick over potentially 4-4-5 to 4-4-4. Orange Logo are starting to take the lead in this game, and they might pick up this best of 3.
I can't believe that. The way this game has gone so far, they are in the lead, and there's no sign of them being able to really decap anything at this point. With 47 seconds left on the clock, they somehow need to contest against one of these locations. Blackjack's gone down. Maybe they can get some points from Waterfall, but as that lead increases, I don't think they have time.
Exactly, 5 gauge has gone down mid as well, so they're going to pick up the extra 5 points. Tage knocks him off. No, there's no chance of a res, because he has to go off point, and you know, oh no, this is not looking good for these guys. The heat goes down. We're going to see Frey come back up. This is going to go to Orange Logo as it is at the moment. 495 to 450. The Abjured have no caps.
Unbelievable.
Nos goes down, and with that kill, Orange Logo are going to take it.
GG, Orange Logo advance onto the grand finals here at the World Tournament Series, beating out the Abjured 2-0. What a performance. What a set of games from both sides. Absolutely down to the wire in both of them. But in the end, Orange Logo comes out on top and guarantees themselves at least $15,000 here at the World Tournament Series.
I'm not sure that many people thought that Orange Logo were going to do that, but 2 games back-to-back, that's a reality check right there. That's a reality check. But Abjured played some awesome Guild Wars 2 in that game.
Yeah.
In the last 2 games, their support was immense. Both teams got caught out, but Orange Logo took advantage of that.
The way in which the start of those games especially play down, the initial downs, I'm actually shaking, that was pretty crazy.
Right?
The way in which those initials down started, and then the cleave that came out from both teams to constantly punish and pressure those locations was phenomenal.
Yeah.
Each team recognized that that is such an important point, a strategic point to take the advantage and run away with it. And we saw it flip back and forth each time.
All the time.
But in the end, Orange Logo takes it. Slightly speechless.
Yeah, I mean, in the second game, I could really feel it. Like, I mean, I was nervous for those guys. I had tingles up my spine, you know. It was just that kind of thing where, you know, this is World Tournament Series. We're not in the final set of games yet, and it's immense, the amount of anticipation for these games. And you could hear the crowd. I could hear them through our headphones, and we're behind stage. You know, we can hear the crowd going absolutely nuts. And it's just been a great couple of games.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
Really impressive stuff. So congratulations to Orange Logo for moving on to the grand finals here in the World Tournament Series. The Abjured will fall down to the lower bracket now, and they will be fighting off against the Dankening to find out who is going to move on to the grand final as well. And I can almost guarantee you the Abjured now is out for blood.
Really?
They are, they want their revenge after that series. What an amazing couple of games we just saw.
And they really want to, pardon me, sorry. They would really want to run into this game without the next set, without the knock to their confidence. They want to go back into this game, recollect themselves, and get involved, and actually take this win and get back up to that winner, and to maybe take out Orange Logo. But Orange Logo, still can't believe it. I still can't believe how intense those games were and how close they were, and just immensely awesome to cast. Some of the best games, personally, as a caster of Guild Wars 2 in the last year and a half since I started casting.
Yeah, those were really, really high level. But before we get on to more games here at the World Tournament Series, let's over to the stage with the winners. It's Orange Logo.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. Camdozer here again, standing with Rom once again. Wow. What an amazing series. Everybody here in the crowd could see you during that game getting incredibly animated. What were you yelling at your team that entire time?
It was just the boosting. As soon as we get a kill, we cleave, and we keep the atmosphere going and just hyping it up. So we keep focused.
Now you've guaranteed that you're going to be playing in the grand finals. You've already made at least $15,000, and you'll be fighting for first place and getting your names etched into that trophy right there. How are you feeling right now?
I'm feeling hyped, but there is no celebration yet. Not at all. Even though I'm proud what we just did, I thought we were to be the comeback heroes, but now it's up to them and see if they can come back. They have to win 2 sets next if they beat the Dankening, and we just have to win 1. So I think we have the momentum, but we'll see. It's Guild Wars. Anything happens.
So how does your team spend the next couple hours preparing for the grand final?
We will watch, speak more about ideas, more surprise factors, so they got to keep on their toes. No, we feel good. Yeah.
All right, well, congratulations on advancing once again to the grand final in the tournament. Ladies and gentlemen, the Abjured have just suffered their first loss in a tournament in 3 months, and they will be fighting against the Dankening up next for their tournament lives. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Guild Wars 2.